I knew this was going to happen. Anytime you put out a Rocket League video that claims to have a certain rank of player, you're guaranteed to have a comment section full of people accusing that player of being boosted or not deserving their rank. And never has this been more true than my recent video where I put a diamond in a Plat lobby and did something I called the Bad Teammate Challenge. Now I'm not going to spoil what happened in that video because I'd love for you to go watch it afterwards, but as you can see, I got a ton of comments. And most of them are best summed up by this one. Yes, it wasn't Plats, it was silvers. And it wasn't a diamond, it was a gold. Because for some reason no players their claimed rank when in a video. Yep, my Plat players took a lot of heat. And though I'd like to defend them and just spell out why a lot of these comments are wrong or delusional, I think it's more appropriate and more fun to let these players stand up for themselves. After sorting through joke comments, comments from people that just wanted to be in a video, and even comments from people lying about their rank, I've assembled two teams of challengers. A team of cocky golds that think they are as good or better than my players, and a team of Grand Plats that think my video participants are boosted and giving Plats a bad rep. In this video, we're going to prove it on the field. So let's get right into the first game and see what happens. For our first matchup, we have my noble Plats from the video here to defend their honor in 2 games against the cocky golds. The Platinums are going to be Team Orange, and the Golds are on Team Blue. Now, it might be more appropriate or fair to call them the Confident Golds, as you'll see when I show their comments later in the video. But the main point is, these Golds think they can keep up with my Plats, who have already scored. 12 seconds in, the Plats are wasting no time as Ironbeard sets up Dead Dog and catches Mighty in an awkward position. Now, I do want to state that I don't blame these Golds for having confidence to claim they are as good or better than these Plats. It's really a combination of how slow play looks when you're watching versus playing, and the actual small difference in skill between the ranks. These are Gold 2s, and visually there isn't going to be too much that stands out when you compare it to a Plat 2. And the main things that would be different are harder to see, especially in a short video like this. Add to that the fact that almost no player sits and watches their own replay, it's easy to see how these comments come about. And to help drive home that point, the cocky Golds have answered back. Looks like Ironbeard had to try and avoid a demo attempt from Cry, and Mighty is there to put this one in. We have a tie game. Speaking of Cry, we're going to look to him for our first comment. So we're going to be looking for Cry to be playing faster than everyone in the lobby. What exactly does that mean? Who really knows? Claims of being faster are probably the most common ones you see in comment sections, and while higher ranked players usually do play at a higher speed, it's going to be hard to judge if people in a video are playing slower than it feels like you play. Once again, the difference between watching versus playing. If you're watching, you're not making any game decisions right now. You might not even be on the same screen you play on, so it's always going to feel different. Moving on to Penguin Craft, who we can see making a dribble play right now. Once again, he's going to be faster. And that does seem to be evident as he flies by the ball right here. Very fast. So far, I'd say the Golds are doing a decent job staying in this one. Looking at the Plats, someone needs to tell Jay it's not called back post rotation because you back up to the post. Fortunately, it works out and he eventually gets the clear. Jay, are you backing up again? I can't keep defending you in the comment section, man. This is getting ridiculous. Here, Dead Dog goes for a Plat level freestyle, also known as hitting a long shot, then spinning through the air as you fly behind it. He gets some help from the roof, and the Noble Plats are taking the lead with a minute to go. Our last comment to look at is from Mighty, who you can see make a clutch defensive demo here. Mighty said it very simply: I think I'm better than the Plats, and I'm gold. Again, not super cocky, just a belief in his own skills. Now, I would always argue if you're better than your rank, you should rank up and stand out, and that's really what I was trying to test in the video Mighty commented on. But this is Mighty's actual chance to put his play where his mouth is, and whether he's better remains to be seen, but at least he's managed to score a goal so far. In the dying seconds, Dead Dog completes the hat trick, even including some spins that actually matter, and the Noble Plats are going to come away with the W. I did think it was funny, Jay only ended up earning one title in the end screen, and it was Ball Hog, meaning he touched the ball more than anyone else, but at the same time managed to do absolutely nothing of value with it, as seen by his zeros across the scoreline. Quite the achievement, Jay. Now, since I had 4 of my Plats from the video available, I had to switch someone out for game 2. I decided Dead Dog carried too hard, and I would make the Plats defend their honor without that crutch. Sorry Dead Dog, but you'll be back for the game against the Grand Plat Challengers. Alright, game 2, Plats in orange and Golds in blue. It would have made more sense to make it the other way, but anyways, deal with it. And Jay strikes first. Eager to prove he's not a carried ball hog, Jay actually does something with the ball, and the Plats have once again taken the early lead. Now remember, we're only doing 2 games, so this is the Gold's last chance to actually come through with some plays to back up their claims of being faster and better than these players. But so far it's not looking good, as Ironbeard is able to put a weak flick over 2 defenders, and now both of the carried players from last game have proved themselves by scoring. Whoever wrote this script must be a Plat sympathizer. Now, it wouldn't be a good story at all if there wasn't some drama, so over the next few minutes, the noble Plats seem to lose their ability to score. We have a miss from Jay, a couple post hits in a row, and even a nice save from the golds. We reach our lowest point 3 minutes in when somehow this doesn't find its way into the net. You know, it's funny because the amount of whiffs is something that was brought up in the comments of the last video, as everyone is claiming we don't miss the ball that much in Plat. But the thing is, who actively keeps track or remembers how much you miss or fail? Those are the kind of things we just quickly excuse ourselves for. The reality of low-level gameplay, which Plat 1 and Plat 2 is a lot of misses. Finally, Gil Bates ends this painful drought, and now each of the 3 Plats have scored. It doesn't look good for our formerly cocky golds. One more at 0 seconds seals the deal. Jay totally redeems himself with the MVP, and the golds have been outscored 8-1 across 2 games. With that challenge complete, the noble Plats move on to the main event, against a team I've dubbed the Grand Plats, commenters that think my players are giving Plats a bad name. That showdown is coming up next. For this matchup, I had all 5 of my Plats available, so Vantic draws in for the first game with Jay and Gil Bates. Meanwhile, there's 4 players that make up our challenging Grand Plat team, and we're going to go with a starting lineup of Fonto, Royce, and Marzo on blue. Now, I expect this one to have some emotion behind it. The Plats from my video have been called out by their peers, and I'm sure they're eager to prove themselves. Meanwhile, the YouTube commenters need to back up their accusations, as well as represent the rank they think has been slandered. There's a lot on the line for both sides. Now, the reality is, if this truly is a Plat versus Plat lobby, then the game could go any way and the score really doesn't matter much. Plats win and lose games against each other all the time. That's the reality of being at your proper rank. Now, if my Plats are indeed boosted players though, then the Grand Plat should stand out as different both in play and results. So the burden of proof really is on the blue team here. So far to me, this game feels like it's a faster pace than the gold games earlier. We're seeing some good wall plays and some bad whiffs, also known as Platinum 2 Rocket League. But it's the noble Plats that strike first, with Gil Bates' shot finding its way through 3 defenders. In an unfortunate sequence of events, Fonto here gets burned by an unlucky demo respawn, and then tries to take it out the other corner, only to get demoed himself. But eventually he does get the ball back down the field. Now on that note, let's look at Fonto's call out to the Plats. It's simple, to the point, these Plats are ass. Maybe it's that confidence in their lack of abilities why he felt safe enough to center the ball in front of his own net here. It's an ugly goal, but it puts the noble Plats up by 2 with 2 minutes to go. No, make that 3. Jay picks up another goal, and things do not look good for our challengers. Moving on to Marzo, you can see he wasn't as direct with his comment, and instead put it in the form of a question, to which I can now ask in return, are you sure you're going to win this game, Marzo? Because it isn't looking like you're going to win. Finally, with less than a minute left, the Grand Plats show some life, their emotions spilling over as what-a-saves fill the chat box. But the noble Plats strike back immediately with a 143km/h kickoff pinch and their own onslaught of what-a-saves. If there was any doubt that this was a Plat lobby, it's gone now. A 4-1 win for our defenders, and we have GGs from both sides, with JC Hano giving the Plats a preview of what they're about to see in the comment section of this video. Alright, we're going to switch out a few players and do one more match. Stay tuned. For Game 2, Ironbeard and Dead Dog join Vantic on the Noble Plats, and on the blue side, Obeydude replaces Marzo for the Grand Plats. Our Grand Plat challengers start with a fake kickoff, something I've seen them do a few times already in the previous game. It hasn't really worked out for them yet, and even now, Ironbeard takes advantage, puts in the long goal with some help from Fonto. The Noble Plats are not letting up. We have another quick goal, the what-a-saves are starting again, and Fonto chimes in to now claim that these guys are secretly diamond. Maybe after this game he can go edit his old comment to say, these Plats are kick-ass. Now, speaking of comments, we have 2 more callouts to look at, so let's do Royce next. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this one alone. It definitely hasn't aged well. As Fonto comes close to scoring, we have our last player, the sub-in for this game, Obeydude, who went even a rank lower than Royce, calling these Plats bronzes. Well, Obeydude, these bronzes are now up 3-0 as Ironbeard scores again. Now, as we pass the midpoint of this game, I think there's one more thing we need to talk about. And that's you guys again, the ones that want to type up another comment challenging the validity of the ranks in this video. I can assure you I do make every effort to confirm the ranks of my participants, and I stand by the fact that the previous matches had real golds, and both of these teams are platinums. Let me explain the chain of events that even got us to this point. First of all, I released a video comparing old pros to modern ranks, in which many people called out the Plat footage I used. In turn, I brought some of those complainers in to be the Plats in my bad teammate challenge, at which point I was told they were terrible Plats. And now here we are with the people that called them out. This is never going to end. Let's just face it, guys, this is what Plat play looks like. Alright, finally Fonto comes through with a goal here, and the Grand Plats are on the board. For some reason, Fonto is the only person that can score on this team. He adds another one in the last minute. But Ironbeard completes his hat-trick, and the Noble Plats go on to take the game 5-2, outscoring the Grand Plats 9-3 across 2 games. Big thanks to my participants, the Cocky Golds, the Grand Plats. You guys did your best, but the Noble Plats have successfully defended their honor and their rank. We had some fun here today. I hope no one takes any of the jabs, comments, or even quick chats seriously. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please go back and watch the Bad Teammate Challenge that's linked here. I'd like to continue it as a series if it gets enough support. As always, like, subscribe, check out my other content. My name is Rocket Sledge. Thanks for watching.